Right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the special session on stress-free living with Megha today. Right. So, Mr. RV, can we get started?
I think yes, we can go ahead.
All right. Great. So, before we begin, may I request everyone who is not speaking to kindly stay on mute. This is primarily because we would like the recording quality to be of, a good one, which you can go back to and listen going forward, considering that we're all on a virtual world where bandwidth and internet is of prime importance. Thank you very much. And whenever you wish to ask a question, I would highly appreciate if you have the proper bandwidth and network to kindly switch on your video because it becomes easier for the speaker to speak with a face rather than just a window. And with that, we can begin today's session. So, once again, good morning to all of you, and thank you very much for joining in on a Saturday morning for this very interesting session on stress-free living. And why do I say very interesting is because stress today has become like a very quintessential part of our existence, and the side effects are pretty obvious. Otherwise we would definitely not be having so many wellness clinics or spas and gyms that are making like absolutely great business out of the stress that we go through on a daily basis. So, we have with us today a very, very dynamic personality, Megha Puranik Mutt. Megha is a counselor in life skills and value education, and in the last 6 years, she has been focusing her energies on the student community as well as parents and teachers and working professionals. And Megha holds a master's degree in psychology and a postgraduate diploma in advanced guidance and counseling. And in the past, prior to what she's currently engaged with, she was also associated with Jain International and Kitu Rani Chennamma Residential School as a student counselor and a psychologist. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to Megha to present. And meanwhile, I will be sharing the feedback form. Anytime during the session that you would like to share your feedback, kindly click on the link. This will be on the group chat. And please do share your feedback because that is extremely integral for the sessions that NHRWA is conducting on a regular basis. And it will help us bring more quality content to you. With that, thank you, Megha, for joining in, and we're looking forward to your session today.
Thank you, Kirtana, for the wonderful introduction. So, can I share the PPT?
Yes, you may. As Megha is setting up, I would like to request all of you to kindly make notes. And if you have any questions, we will have a Q&A session towards the end. And, I would really highly appreciate if we make this a very, very interactive session because this is being offered to you for free. And I want each one of you to make the most of it. Thank you very much. Yeah, Megha, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Kirtana, is it visible?
Yes, it is.
All right. Can I start?
Yes, please.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank Mr. Nasim, the founder of WA, and Mr. Ram Prasad, the co-founder of WA, for giving me this platform. I welcome you all for today's session that is on stress-free life. So, what is stress? Let's understand the definition of stress. I would like to give a gist of this program. What are we going to learn in this program? What are we going to focus and what are we going to address here? The first one is I would like to tell you share the definition of stress and the sources of stress, symptoms of stress, and a video by Dr. Devi Shetty on stress. And also how do we manage stress? We will also understand how we are going to benefit when we live a stress-free life. And we will have a small session on meditation that is for 3 minutes. So let's understand what stress is. Can anyone share? What do you think about stress? What do you think stress is? Can you chat in this? Can you please reply in the chat box, please? What do you understand by the word stress? Okay. Rahul says overthinking. All right. Sneha says tension, traffic of the thoughts in our mind. All right. Thank you for your response.
I think, Meka, there are a couple of very interesting ones. So I find that Mr. Srivalli Krishnan, she has said, stress is something you think through and feel before it actually happens to you.
Yes, yes.
Yes. And fear of failure. Yes, Akash Pacharne, you're right. Fear of failure. There is B&S Specials says mental pressure. And Varsha Thakur says stress is a very unpleasant feeling which shakes our mental balance.
Lovely.
I think there are a lot of very, very interesting
Yes.
definitions. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's understand the definition of stress. Stress is a general adaptation syndrome, that is GAS, in a normal activity. For example, we experience negative feelings or emotions or thoughts about COVID virus as we all have experienced in last 2 years. That is, which makes a person feel panic, nervous, frustrated, angry, or anxious, that results in excessive stress. So, let me ask you all, what do you understand by this picture? Can you all respond, please? What do you understand by looking at this picture?
Maybe we can have a couple of them unmuting and speaking.
Yes, yes.
May I?
Yeah, I'm also.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Subhanshu, you can go first and then Srivalli next.
Ma'am, we can say a stress is a balloon where we are having a stress and a pen, that a situation where it is just going to pin us and we are going to burst. It's according to our feelings, it's according to our tension, it's according to we can say process each and everything, because stress is not a single thing we can define. It's occur and differentiate according to the situation, according to the mental stress also,
Super.
and mindset.
Very, yes.
Yeah, I would like to say that I have experienced stress at various levels. One can be traumatic when you face an incident. One is something which you get triggered on by some unknown or a very known activity again and again over a period of time, because all the feelings, a mixture of feelings, chemicals, and your own reactions all come out on at once at a trigger. So the spin is the trigger, and the emotions and the bundle of reactions which come from us is that bundle called balloon called stress. So I feel that the trigger can be physical, it can be mental, it can be just an action somebody has created, or a particular situation you land yourself in which you're uncomfortable. So this comes out uncontrolled, unguarded, and that is the balloon which bursts. The air and everything comes out of it at one go. So the trigger can be anything. It can be yourself which can create that at some point. So it can be outsiders. So I have felt this and I've dealt with this, and I think that's what I learned about it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyone else would like to share? All right. So do not allow stress to blow like a balloon. Yes, do you understand? Let us not allow stress to blow like a balloon. Then how do we burst the balloon if the balloon is already blown? Do you have any idea? Can anyone share? How do we blow that? I mean, how do we burst the balloon? stress balloon? Can anyone answer me?
Instead of using a pin, you can release the air in it.
How? How do you do that?
Can I do that? Can I say?
Yes.
Yeah, myself Shikha. I'm from Bangalore. Thank you for inviting us for a beautiful session. And yeah, it is really helpful if you're doing a meditation. If you're giving time 5 or 10 minutes in a morning time, definitely you can burst your stress.
That's a lovely reply. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think another way of bursting the stress is emoting at a particular moment. Like if you want to say something, you want to talk to somebody about a feeling, about a day, it's good to talk to somebody around you who's a confident, your partner, or at work, or at home, or at the person with you're reacting to. Sometimes you keep emotions inside you. If you feel that you're comfortable enough and the other person can understand you, you should emote at that particular point. Otherwise, it will turn into regret. You didn't say, and all those thoughts. So it's better to say it now and leave it at that moment than carry it forward as stress.
Super. Very
I
good.
I would very much like to go with Srivalli, what she said. In fact, it's a combination of both what the first person said, that meditating. But as I've tried it and I've seen many of my friends or relatives also going for it, but then I feel in one word we can say that we can do it by not holding it for long. Be it anything, be it a problem somewhere, be it your physical illness, whatever it is, we should not hold it for long. And as Srivalli very rightly said, that we should talk about it, or either we should be having the power where we can forgive and forget about it. But we should not be holding it for long. Thank you.
That's super. Varsha Thakur, thank you so much. Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am. I would also like to add. I think that we can release it by treating ourselves with such thing which gives us pleasure.
Pardon, I didn't get you.
To treat ourselves with such things which gives us pleasure.
All right. Nice. Anyone else?
Ma'am, by doing your favorite thing, you can remove the stress, like music, dance, and some reading books.
Very good. Very good.
We have Rahul Dulpore who has said merge personal life with professional life.
All right. All right. There's one simple technique I would like to share, that is,
Before that, you say, can I add something, ma'am?
yes, please.
Which I felt was very true to me, is not to live a life of duality or lies, and not to have too many faces in your life which you can't carry forward. I think that's what Rahul sir meant when he said that, according to me. So I feel that when you have a life which has multiple personalities you carry inside you for in the name of success, you tend to become very complex person and you become very stressed as to you have to remember what you said to whom a lie. So if you live a life of truth and transparency in your life as far as possible, you are taken a large percent of stress from your emotions.
Srivalli, +1, +2, +3. A double hug for you. Absolutely. And that's what happens with a lot of females when immediately, after marriage, they have to be a very good wife. And then after some time on a family way, they have to be a very good mom. And nothing is being trained in any university, no matter how much we are educated. We haven't graduated or taken gold medal in, how to be good in all relationships and all these role modeling. And we try being good. And somewhere or the other, it creates a stress. And once you're working as well, there also you're supposed to be, effective, and you are quite used to of being very effective. As before marriage, also you were very effective and efficient, employee. So all these things, you kind of cover a mask at every place, and you want to be good at every place. And yes, being good at every place itself invites a big invite to a stress. Thank you so much, Srivalli, you put up this point.
Thank you for the lovely response. Is there anyone who would like to share?
I think we can take comments on the way and you can move on, Mika. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the response. So I would like to share a simple technique, very simple technique to overcome stress, to burst that balloon. The simple technique is nothing but you need to change your thoughts. You just have to change your thoughts. That is the only technique. You don't have to think about how perfect I am. Okay, you don't have to worry. You don't have to think about anything. The simple thing is you just have to change your thoughts. Change your negativity to positive. Change your negative thoughts to positive thoughts. Is it easy for you to change your negative to positive thoughts? Can we change ourselves? Is it easy to change our thoughts?
Yes, we can, but we need to more practice because this is not an easy job. So it's not an easy job, I'm saying, because when you negative thoughts is coming, you can't control your emotions first of all. So in that way, yes, you need a someone who can guide you, who can help you. In that way, definitely you have to talk to someone who can you feel yeah, this is a right person to guide you, not a solution the problem. They can help you improve yourself, change your thoughts. They can help you change your thoughts because situation in not our hand, and we can't change the world. It's not possible. So better if you change the world, better you can change yourself. You can change your thoughts. You can change your belief system. That will be more beneficial for everyone.
I agree to this. If we change ourselves, it's very easy to change ourselves than changing other person, right? It's very easy to change our thoughts. It's very easy to change our beliefs. And when we change, the world will automatically change, right?
Yes, true.
Yeah. So it's really easy to change our thoughts from negative to positive. Can we try that? Can we
But
change
we need to know how to change, right?
Yes.
So a lot of people as a professional who working 20, 25, 30, even they doesn't know how to change the thoughts, right? So in that way, we take a help to really, is I'm very, happy because, old time the people not aware too much, but now is a very awareness, So you have a way, right or wrong. Either you choose right way, either you choose wrong way, right? In that way, we saw so many things: counseling, psychology. Even I am a master of psychology. I have done some counseling courses as well, and so that is a way we can lead our life. So it our choice. Either you go for a negative thoughts, or you should leave or forgive everything, and you happily or live your happily life. That is a way. That is a. I think I don't know. I am not very practiced person, but this is my way to deal the situations.
Right. Thank you, Megha. Thank you, Shikha. What I would suggest is going forward, any questions, we could take the answers in the chat because we have a time paucity and we're already 25 minutes down schedule. And after we finish with the presentation, it'll be an honor to listen to all of your personal stories and your personal experiences. But right now, for every question that Megha asked, I would highly appreciate if you can just send it on the chat so we can quickly read up a few. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your views. Now, let's understand the top 4 sources for stress. I hope you all agree with this, that the first one is money. We need to understand how to manage our money, how to manage money, work, family responsibilities, health concerns. See, these 4 top sources are interrelated. All right. If we don't earn money, then how are we going to work? How are we going to, if we don't work, how we will take our family responsibilities? How are we going to fulfill our families' responsibilities. And if anyone is ill at home, how are we going to take care of them? So these are the top 4 sources. To manage stress, we need to understand the sources of stress. So this is very important. We need to understand that how to manage money. If we have, if we want to fulfill our dreams, we want to fulfill our family responsibilities, if we want to work, if we want to achieve our goals, we need to understand that these 4 responsibilities, these 4 points are very, very important. So the next other sources are interpersonal stress, psychological stress, and intrapersonal stress. In interpersonal stress, we are going to deal with the other people. In psychological stress, we are going to deal with ourselves, and intrapersonal stress, we are going to deal how we are going to respond to the situation. So the first one is interpersonal stress. How we deal with our parents. The conflicts arises with parents, siblings, friends, colleagues, teachers, anyone we can take in that sense. So these are the interpersonal stress where we experience the generation gap with our parents, our in-laws, and with the siblings. We don't understand their situation. We sometimes overcare them. We protect them so much, and we don't understand their logic sometimes. And with colleagues, we have so much of competition, we have comparisons. With teachers, that's what, with working professionals, we all face these kind of stresses. These are interpersonal, related to other people. The next one is physiological stress. That is lack of sleep, injury, poor nutrition. If you don't follow a diet, if you eat junk all the time, your stomach is upset, you feel ill, you fall ill, and you get a pain in your back or leg, or hormonal imbalance. I have seen so many youths facing hormonal imbalance nowadays, like PCOD. They put on so much of weight. They're into so much stress. They don't know what to do. Within a short period of time, they put on so much of weight. So these are all the physiological stresses. The next one is intrapersonal stress. That is the inability to say no to someone. We need to learn this. We need to prioritize our priorities. We need to say no. We should learn to say no. And the need to be liked by everyone. Everyone should like me, everyone should praise me, everyone should say, oh, you're very good, oh, you're superb. So this is the need that the person has in intrapersonal stress. That is the kind of stress where you want to impress everyone. Everyone should say, oh, you're very good. And the next one is negative critical talk. That is self-talk. You talk about, oh, I'm not good, I don't deserve good things in life. So these are the negative talks. Extremely high expectations of ourselves. I need to be perfect, I need to do this, I need to be a good daughter-in-law, I need to be a good daughter, I need to be a best mom, I need to be a best counselor, right? So this is the high expectation you have for yourself. And when you don't meet that expectation, of course we can't meet the expectation all the time, right? All the time we can't be perfect, all the time we can't be 100%. So this is what extremely expecting about, we expect ourselves to be perfect. And when we don't fulfill that, we are under stress. And expectations from others. Can we make it a 0%? Can we stop expecting from others? Can we do that? Can anyone reply? Can we stop expecting others? Can we stop the expectations from others? Yes, Naresh Kumar, sure. Yes?
Ma'am, it's very hard.
According to me, it's a very hard thing, because sometimes we try to don't expect from others, but sometimes we expect. If we don't want to expect, but we expect.
All right.
एग्जैक्टली
So
मैम।
can
मैम हम लोग
Yeah.
जब बिल्कुल क्लियर भी होंगे अंदर से कि हमें एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करना है किसी से, तब भी कहीं ना कहीं सिचुएशंस ऐसी होती है कि आप एक्सपेक्ट अपने आप करने लग जाते हैं, और फिर जब एक्सपेक्टेशन फुलफिल नहीं होती देन आप प्रॉब्लम फेस करते हैं।
exactly.
श्योर हम लोग कर सकते हैं, बट इट्स वेरी हार्ड।
Okay. Adarsh Singh, you're from?
फ्रॉम आगरा।
All right. Nice to have you. आदर्श,
थैंक यू मैम।
मैं आपको ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि अगर आप एक बार एक्सपेक्ट करोगे तो हर बार आप एक्सपेक्ट करना शुरू कर दोगे, राइट? एक बार आपका एक्सपेक्टेशन फुलफिल हो जाएगा तो नेक्स्ट टाइम अगेन आपका एक्सपेक्टेशन बढ़ जाएगा, राइट?
एग्जैक्टली मैम।
Put a full stop. No, I don't want to expect from anything, from anybody, anything. We can try that. It's very very easy. क्या हम ट्राई कर सकते हैं आदर्श सिंह जी?
यस मैम, वी कैन ट्राई, बट मैम व्हेन जब हम किसी के लिए कुछ काम करते हैं, हमने किसी के लिए कोई चीज किया, तो कहीं ना कहीं हम सामने वाले से मैम ना चाहते हुए भी एक्सपेक्ट करने लग जाते हैं कि हाँ ये चीज अगर हम सामने के लिए फुलफिल कर रहे हैं तो सामने वाला भी हमारे लिए फुलफिल करे।
ठीक है, मैं आपको एक क्वेश्चन पूछूंगी। अगर एक आपको आपका एक एक्सपेक्टेशन पूरा हो जाएगा तो अगर नेक्स्ट वन एक्सपेक्टेशन और एक आ जाएगा ना, तो तब
मैम एग्जैक्टली
100 एक्सपेक्टेशन तो आपके पूरे नहीं होंगे, राइट?
यस मैम।
So why can't we stop expecting?
या डेफिनेटली मैम वी कैन।
Yes. अगर आपके 100, okay, sorry, अगर आपकी पति या पत्नी, I mean, if your husband or your wife is expecting 10 expectations, he has 10 expectations, okay? If you can fulfill 5 expectations, the other person will automatically have more expectations from you, which you cannot fulfill, right? It's the same way around. So we need to stop expecting from others because we all are different. We are not here to impress anyone. We are not here to fulfill others' expectations, right? And others are not here to fulfill our expectations. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So let's stop expecting from others. Can we just try, please? All right. Now let's understand the stress symptoms. There are three symptoms that are, the first one is physical, behavioral and emotional. In physical symptoms, you may get a back pain, headache, heartburn, stomach problems, high BP, breathing problems, sleeping problems, and so on. The list will go on. And in behavioral symptoms, you may find constantly seeking the respect from others, as I have told you, unable to stay still, self-critical, repetitive thoughts, cry easily. You cry very easily. You get tears very easily. Procrastinating. And in the emotional symptom, you may feel nervous, angry, frustrated, fearful, depressed, hopelessness, frustrated, anxious, sad, irritated, and so on. The list is unlimited. So these are the symptoms you face.
Megha, we have a very interesting question that has come up from Mr. Balachandra Nayak when he says, when it comes to profession, it's quite difficult that we can't expect performance from someone, right? So how would you respond to this?
All right. Can I take the question at the end, or should I?
Yeah, absolutely. No. We can address this in the end once you finish with your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So I just want you all to respond to this picture. What do you understand by this picture? Please. What do you feel? What do you feel looking at the picture?
We can take answers on the chat.
All right. No problem.
Srivalli says emotional breakdown.
Okay. Confused, right? Frustration. Varsha says no way out. Karamdi says frustrated. Jose says expression of anger. Irritated twinkle. Nayana, anxiety, frustration. All right. All right. Thank you for the response. Ravi Raj says highly painful. Okay. Tivali says anger. Mental trauma. Ashima, Shari. All right. All right. All right. Thank you so much for the response. Rashmi Mishra says exhausted. Hi, Rashmi. All right.
Hi Megha, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining.
Most welcome, dear. My pleasure.
All right. So, looking at the picture, Balchandra Naik, stress is the basic cause of all illness and mental. Oh, okay, sir. Thank you so much for replying. So, looking at the picture, we understand that negative emotions are more contagious than harmful virus or bacteria. Yeah, negative messages travel more faster than the positive emotions. So we need to be very, very careful to understand. I mean, we need to be very careful to take the negative messages. We need to not only cover ourselves with a mask, but we also should cover our ears. We need to be very, very careful. Now let's have a video on Dr. Devi Chetty on stress.
What do you think about the stress of modern day life, in life, long hours of work? System. Stress plays a very important role. I used to contribute, but that's the reason why I keep telling people that we can only do our best, but become spiritual. I'm not saying you should become religious, you should become spiritual. The fact that you feel the presence of someone up there, making sure that everything happens the way it should, making sure that we are protected, can be a very strong stabilizing force. And the second thing is, never look for perfection. We bring in a lot of tension to ourselves by putting very high standards. World is designed by the God not to be perfect. There is nothing like a perfect wife or a perfect husband or a perfect son or a perfect job. You have to live to accept the world as it is, than what it should be. I can give you a simple example. I always think, okay, my wife was a little bit more tolerant, if my wife was like this, my life would have been better. Without realizing that my wife is also thinking the same thing about me. So my suggestion is my suggestion is Sanjay, if I can tell my wife that you're not okay, I'm not okay, that's okay. That's what?
All right. Now let's understand how to manage stress. Stress relief strategies, that is, we can have a body relaxation exercises, breathing techniques, physical exercises like yoga, gym, and workout routine. And also we can practice meditation. And we also can talk to someone, we can have a talk therapy, we can attend counseling sessions. When we talk to others, I mean, when we share our feelings, when we share our emotions, we feel relaxed. We need not think about what that person, we need to understand that it's really important for me to share my emotions. When I share my emotion, I will be stress free. So counseling and talk therapy really helps. And meditation, if you practice it every day, like how you brush your teeth every day, that should be a routine for you all to practice meditation. You should never forget, wherever, if you travel somewhere, if you don't have, you cannot say that you don't have a time. Do you say that you don't have a time to brush your teeth? No, right? So you cannot say that no, I don't have time for meditation. I don't have 10 minutes for me. No, no, that's not the thing. You need to understand that it's really very important. It's not only important for you, it's important for your family, important for your kids. Well, your kids should understand now only that meditation is very important in life. Some of the helpful tips I would like to give, that is changing perceptions and expectations and set reasonable and realistic goals. And you can always listen to your favorite music. You will really feel better. You can sing. And you can attend laughter clubs. You can cultivate hobbies. Really well. And avoid
Megha, just one moment. Mr. Satish Lati, can you please mute yourself? Thank you.
Thank you. Don't compromise your values or beliefs. Schedule me time. This is really very important. We need to schedule our me time. I mean, you need to have a quality time with yourself, right? Then you can understand yourself. You need to be with yourself for some time in a day. You need to take care of that, because you are important. If you are not important, then how will you take care of your family? How will you take care of your kids? How will you take care of your work pressure? So when you have your me time, your quality time, you will understand better. You will plan your day. You will understand what exactly you have in your life. So we need to make sure that we need to have our me time. That is really very important. I don't know when you're going to have it, either in the morning or evening. Whenever you get time, you need to have this time with yourself, and nobody can disturb you from that. Next, benefits of stress-free life. So what are we going to gain after getting to know about, okay, stress, this and that? No, we are going to benefit. We are going to have a very good health. We are going to have more energy, more stamina, and our emotions will be stabilized. We'll have a positive attitude. We'll be hopeful. We'll be happier to work, to live a happy life with our family, and we'll have an ability to focus more, and we can learn more and achieve whatever we have planned for. So as I was just talking about this slide, that is protect yourself from the negative messages and fake news. As we all have gone through this COVID thing, we have seen how the media has influenced us, right? Watching the media, the news, we were panicked and we were thinking, what if it happens to me? What if I'm in that situation? What if my family members are in that situation? So we need to really protect ourselves from the negative messages and fake news. The next slide is spend quality time with your family. We need to have a quality time with our family. That's really, really very important. Can we plan at least a dinner with the family? Okay, that's really important, so that we can share our emotions, share whatever has happened in throughout the day. And if we can't have a breakfast with the family, can we have a dinner at least, so that our children will feel protected, they feel loved, they feel, oh, my dad is with me, my mom is with me. And even our in-laws, our parents, they feel really good that, oh, they are spending some time with us. And you can enjoy your food and you can have more food with the family. All right. So this quality time is really very important. Can we please try having dinner with our family? So the next one is, your mind is like a factory. The ingredients you are putting into will be used to make the final product. Do you all agree with this? You can reply in the chat box. Like the media, drama, negativity, gossip, all these things will make your mind what the final product you want. You're going to get that. Now the next one is take care of yourself. As I was telling that when you take care of yourself, automatically you can take care of your loved ones. You can take care of your family, you can take care of your work, you can take care of the whole world if you take care of, only if you take care of yourself. So that is the reason I've just put this slide, that you are important. The next one is being kind to ourselves can help reduce stress. If you're kind to yourself, then you can be, and if you're kind to ourselves, we have more energy to help others. Everyone gets benefited. So that's what I was telling, that if we take care of ourselves, then we can take care of others also. When we exercise, when we are fit, when we meditate, we are fit mentally, when we are fit emotionally, then automatically our family will also be fit. Then let's understand the benefits of deep breathing exercises. Deep breathing will really help you all to relieve stress. Now, can I request everyone to close their eyes and take a deep breath? Close your eyes. We'll do it for 3 times. All right? Close your eyes. Sit straight. Relax. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly you can open your eyes. So the benefits of deep breathing exercises are it relieves stress. It boosts your energy. It prevents infection. It enhances sleep. These deep breathing exercises you can try out anywhere, even in your office, at home, anywhere. Okay, these are very easy and very effective. Now, meditation. A technique such as mindfulness or focusing the mind on a particular object, thought, or an activity. Meditating for just 10 minutes in a day is enough to see a significant result, as long as it is done consistently. Sitting still and breathing deeply can help you concentrate throughout the day. Now, I request everyone to watch this video for just 2 seconds. Alright? And then you can close your eyes. Let's have a meditation session just for 3 minutes. Can we all just watch this video for 2 minutes? Sorry, 2 seconds. And then close your eyes. Close your eyes. Begin by taking a nice, slow, deep breath. Deep into the belly. Hold the breath. Release the breath. As you release the breath, let go of any tension. Feel yourself beginning to relax and let go. Now, imagine you're walking along a path in a beautiful forest. As you walk along the path, you can feel gentle cool breeze crossing your cheeks. You hear the birds singing and the leaves of the trees. They rustle in the wind. As you continue to walk, you feel relaxed and your mind clears more and more with each step you take. And you notice the tall trees around you. And you stop for a moment to take in this beautiful scenery around you. Relax. Now enjoy the nature. Relax. Now you take the final look at the scenery around you. And when you are ready to follow the trail back, as you proceed to leave the forest, now bring your awareness back to the room. Become aware of the surface beneath you. Notice the sounds in the room. Feel yourself awaken. And when you're ready, just rub your palms. Rub your palms so that it gets so the heat generates, and place it on your eyes. Feel the vibrations, feel the energy. Slowly open your eyes. Feeling relaxed, refreshed, alert. So, can you share your experience? How did you feel?
I think it was wonderful, Mika.
Thank you, Kirtana. All right. Now, let's understand what is mindfulness. Mindfulness is a type of meditation in which you focus on being intensely aware of what you are sensing and feeling in the moment without interpretation or judgment. You just have to be in the present moment. Mindfulness is nothing but it's a kind of meditation where you are in the present moment. Eating something, eating. You're not thinking about anything else. When you're brushing your teeth, you're brushing your teeth. That's it. You're in the present moment. You're enjoying that. Practicing mindfulness involves breathing methods, guided imagery, and other practices to relax the body and mind and helps reduce stress. The three key characteristics of mindfulness are intention, attention, attitude. The pillars of mindfulness are trust, non-judging, non-striving, letting go, acceptance, beginner's mind, patience, presence, and balance. Now, what are the benefits of mindfulness? It improves your relationship satisfaction because you are in the present moment. You're not thinking about your past or future. You're experiencing your present moment. You're enjoying your present moment. It reduces stress. Yes, because you're not thinking about anything else. You're just enjoying the present moment. Improves quality of sleep. When you don't think of anything else, then you get a good sleep, you're relaxed, and you restore childlike wonder. It decreases emotional reactivity. It improves your cognition. It may help lower blood pressure also. It helps manage chronic pain. It increases empathy. That's very important. It boosts immunity also. So these are the benefits of mindfulness. Now, I would like to give some 10 tips on how to lead a stress-free life. They are very simple, very easy to follow. That is, you need to follow a routine, always make a point to follow a regime. Wake up early in the morning. Make a list for yourself. Make a list of things that make you happy and optimistic. Accept and face your challenges. We need to accept the challenges. We cannot question why, how, when. No, that will again get you into the stress thing. We can't question why COVID happened, why I'm sick. No, you need to accept the situation. You need to, yes, if you accept the situation, you will get a solution and you can face the challenges. Look at yourself. That is what you give importance to yourself. Pamper yourself. Be like a child. So you need to be like a child. Don't be childish. Be like a child. Be like a child in the sense you need to be present in the moment. The child never thinks of the past or the future. Nothing. Child enjoys the moment. It is generous. It is it doesn't have ego kind of a thing. It doesn't have any attitude. Nothing. So be like a child. We need to enjoy each and every moment. Meditate, of course. Meditation is very important. We need to have this. Can we have a meditation session with our family? Can we plan that? Can we have a meditation session in the morning or before sleeping also? Can we have that practice? You can reply in the chat box, please. That will really change your family's life and it will really change the world. So that's really very important. We can plan meditation with the family. It will really help our in-laws, it will really help our parents, kids, working professionals, everyone. We can suggest it to anyone, even our mates. Everyone can get benefited from meditation. It's very simple. You just have to follow at least we can at least have 10 minutes time for meditation every day. That will really change our outlook. Avoid distractions. Focus on your goals. Don't procrastinate. And then you have to say a goodbye to stress. Right? All right. So thank you everyone for the patient listening and thanks for the interactions. Thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Megha. That was a wonderful session. In fact, the great benefit of being a human is that, we get to experience all of what life offers us. It can be the good, the bad, the ugly. But to live stress-free literally is to deal with the fact that we need to know when to say no. We need to put a full stop to certain things. And we need to be able to express ourselves without expecting that the other person understands what is going on in our mind all the time. Yeah. And dwelling with frustration, with a situation or a person or a place or a thing, it's not really going to change anything for us or, do anything good for us. Rather, as you said, it just creates a pressure cooker situation as such. Yeah. So, Megha, if you can just stop sharing, we'll have a lot more people on the board and we can have questions going forward. But before I open the floor to the others, Shobana Ishwar, if you're still there, you had a question when Megha was talking about, expectations. So would you like to ask your question now? Shobana Ishwar?
Because
yes, Shobana.
you told expectations from others, but all the times we cannot. Sometimes some people may expect from us also, and vice versa. Is it? So we cannot. Do you understand why?
Yes. I understood. So you're trying to say that
it's that is 50-50. We also expect from others and vice versa. They also expect from us also.
Correct.
So expectation is should be there, no ma'am.
Okay. All right. May I know her name, please? Kirtana?
Shobana.
Okay. All right, Shobana. I just want to say that When we stop expecting from others, then they will copy us. Okay? Now we are expecting from them. So it's like give and take. Alright? So when we stop expecting from others, they may stop. It's not they may stop, they will really stop expecting from us. And just imagine if nobody expects anything from you, how will you feel? You feel really light. You feel great. Nobody is expecting anything from you, and neither you are expecting anything from anyone. So how do you feel? You feel light, right? Yes? Yes.
No expectation from others, na, we can, life will be very free and no stress is there.
Yes. So can we stop expecting from others and then see how they will react? Can it start from us? Can we try at least?
But is it possible, ma'am?
It is possible. It is really possible. You can live a happy and free life. It's like you get a freedom from everyone. You try and
Mother, without expectation, it's like saints. They are all they live like that. No expectations like that. So we will be like saint.
It is like you are accepting the other person as they are. Okay. When you stop expecting something from others, when you stop when you stop expecting something from others, it means that you accept the person wholeheartedly. Okay? You don't have any problem with them. Okay? You don't want to change them. And when you expect the person as they are, they will really feel good about themselves.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you
Megha.
so much.
We had a question from Mr. Balachandra some time back, where he was talking about how do you manage expectations in a professional environment? Because you have to expect something from, your team, your colleagues, your subordinates, and your seniors. So how do you manage this expectation when they do not come back with their question? I think after you answer this, we can go with Mr. Ramdas's question.
In fact, madam, I also have the same question only. Anyway, she can answer it together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ramdas.
All right. So we can expect from others. It's not that, in working professional thing, we can ask them to fulfill the needs. Okay. That is something different. But continuously expecting the same thing, pressurizing the employees is different. To work to be done, that is different. Okay. Because the employees also will be knowing that there are some expectations from the company as well. Okay. That is the clarity that clarity they have. All right. But you cannot expect the person, you cannot pressurize the person to fulfill your expectation. There is a thin line in between that. You have expectation, of course your employees will fulfill that. They know that. They know their work. They know their job. But pressurizing the other person is something that can't be fulfilled. You can't do that. Then nobody can take the pressure.
I think one particular aspect that many people resort to rather when they are in a stressful situation in their professional lives is that, okay, this person is not doing it, so let me do it. And because of that, what happens is their own personal stress levels start going up, whereas the other person might still be living a very stress-free life, So I think this is where critical conversations, having very crucial conversations comes up, because once you start having those crucial conversations with your team members, then the expectation levels are set. It's neither over expectation nor under expectation. So, that way you can live a stress-free life and also ensure that your team members live a stress-free life. So, yeah.
Very well said, Kirtana. Very well said. Yeah, true. Sometimes because the other people don't take the stress, the sincere person has to take the entire stress. By default, it comes in his basket.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyone else? I think Mr. Balchandra Naik, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I mean, like what she has told is like what you have, told Kirtana. It is like when it's like certain tasks are given to my colleagues or my subordinates, and obviously, even we sometimes know that he can't do that because it is beyond his capacity. But again, the situation demands that he has to do that. So those times it will be like difficult to stop myself that I don't want to expect from him. I have to expect from him because I have to fulfill that task, right? So if I'm not expecting from him, unnecessary stress will come on my mind, and these kind of vice versa will happen, I think.
Yes,
what
absolutely.
do you say about this?
Yeah, Megha, or over to you.
Yes. So that's what I was telling that. All right, you have expectations from your employees. Of course, they are going to be. But pressurizing your employees is something not acceptable.
Correct.
You can't keep pressurizing them. No, you have to do this. No. That's, you can choose some other way. You can do it in other way. So that the employee shouldn't feel that, oh, you are expecting so much from me.
Yeah.
So it's your style of showing, your style of giving thing. I mean, it completely depends on how you deal with the person. But yes, expectation is there. Of course, he is working. He knows that my company expects something from me, right?
Yeah.
But if my company pressurizes me every time, then I may not be in a situation to handle that stress. So you need to be smart in giving, expecting from that particular person, right? The other person shouldn't feel that it is a pressure kind of a thing.
Thank you. Thanks for the response.
Kavita, you had asked for the 10 points to be shown again. I will be sharing the link to the NHRWA, YouTube channel where this entire session will be uploaded. I've shared it on the group chat. You can see the session in about 48 hours from now.
Fine, Kirti. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Any more questions anybody else would like to ask?
Yeah, madam, I would like to add something. My name is Ramdas. Right now I'm in Kerala. See, with regard to the expectation, what I feel is, of course, expectation, we can reduce it certain time in the house, like we can say, wife should give this, husband should have been like this. That expectation, we can reduce it. But in the professional life, the problem is not because of expectation. We are not telling the expectation to our subordinate or our colleagues. We are supposed to make them clear, this is the expectation from you. And we are supposed to give a support how you will achieve that. That is the greatness, because without expectation in the professional life, it's very, very difficult to get something from whoever it is. Our boss will expect from us. We expect from our subordinates. Otherwise, it's not possible to deliver anything better. So it is, expectation is there. It has to be there. But how, because in the initial we are telling, I want this. Do you have any problem? Will you able to achieve? If you want my support or any other support, that even the house also, your daughter-in-law come, son-in-law comes, you can tell that this is the expectation from, at least they will able to understand what the other person is expecting from me. I think that way we will able to make that pressure, and we will able to control that in a better situation, I think. That's what my suggestion is.
So, can I add something?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Yeah. See, in professional thing, what I'm suggesting is, of course, you will have expectations, right? And even your colleagues are, your employees are clear about your expectations. So when you're clear about your expectations, they won't feel pressurized. Okay? They know that these are the expectations from my company. Right? So that's not going to pressure them. But when in personal life, when we have expectations every day that so and so should do this for me, then your expectations will never end. Right? It is going to double every day. Every day you're going to expect new thing. Every day you want your husband to do this. Every day you want your wife to do this. But in professional life, that doesn't happen. You have some rules, you have some targets to achieve. Then the employees are going to achieve the target. If they are not going to achieve it, they are going to. They'll know what exactly it is. But in personal life, when we zero our expectations, we can live a stress-free life. We can live happily with the family members. But in professional lives, we can live without expecting, that is, without pressurizing ourselves. Expectations are there in professional lives, but the style is different. The pressure is different.
Well said, Mika. Anyone else would like to ask a question?
I just want to add on here for the mega points. So myself, Naresh, here, I work as a HR director. So I just wanted to say, be clear with your communication with your colleagues or with your family. So that makes everything clear. Okay. So everyone are not able to clear with the communication because sometimes they feel that they might get rejects that no from other side. So that's what I can add is please be very clear with your communication, whether it may be personal, whether it may be professional, or with your kids, or with your family, with your in-laws, with your wife, or with your colleagues. Make sure that you follow that small tagline. Okay, so when you treat your family as a family, okay, family also treats you as a family. Okay. So that's what I can talk about because these days about the COVID situations and everything, most of the people are feeling very stressed about their work. Okay. So all of these things, the stress mainly comes from our work because the work is related to everything. Okay. Which related to work, which related to family, money, everything what Megha has added in the first part of the session. So I just want to say, be clear with your communication. Okay. Be clear. And be open for your thoughts, okay, so that don't expect anything from anyone. So initially you'll not get everything, okay, but due to the practice or due to the experience, I think you might gain all these things. So I just want to add and conclude here. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful. So much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Naresh.
Thanks, Kirtana. Thanks, Megha.
Yeah, Varsha Thakur says it's a must mention that. Just a moment. Yeah. Okay, this is a feedback for you, Megha, from Varsha Thakur. She says that the poise on Ms. Megha's face in the entire session and grace in answering questions was itself extremely stress-free. So that's a wonderful compliment. Thank you very much, Varsha. And I have been constantly sharing the feedback for today's session. Please do take a minute to respond to it, and please do give your feedback a little comprehensively so we know what kind of sessions to organize going forward. Anyone else would like to ask anything? If you do have any questions going forward, please do feel free to send in your question to Mr. Narasimha or Mr. Ramprasad on the NHRWA group, and they will be happy to connect you through to Megha.
Ram, I just want to add Ram, Megha, Kirtana, Narasimhan, thank you so much for the wonderful session. Okay, on a weekend, on a Saturday. So it was mindful stress for everyone. So thank you so much once again, okay, for the arranging session. Ram, it was much appreciated. Kirtana, you are very upfront asking the questions or saying about the questions. And Megha, and thank you so much for your wonderful time. Much appreciated for the more sessions as well. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naresh. In fact, with me, my daughter was also seeing the session. Okay, she was also
great, Naresh. Great.
Yeah. Thanks,
Naresh.
Thank you.
Ms. Kirtana, I just filled the feedback form, and I must say I was looking forward for any category, but I didn't find any place where I could write for the host. Kirtana, you've done such a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
That each one of our questions have been read. Through pandemic time, we've been attending so many sessions, and we keep writing the questions. Sometimes most of the time we are short of time. You made sure to bring back the conversation on time and made sure each and every word has been read. You're so connected, and it feels so respected to attend such sessions. Thank you, Mr. Ramprasad, for having this arranged. Kirtana, you were wonderful, and what a lovely voice! What a lovely voice!
Thank you, Varsha. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Varsha.
Megha, do you have any parting statements before I hand over the stage to Mr. Ramprasad?
Yeah. Just a minute.
And while Megha is just prepping up, I would like to say that I have shared the link to the NHRWA YouTube channel, and this is where you will be finding all the session videos uploaded there, all the free session videos that are being uploaded there. And for those who attended the previous session with Sonia Paradesi, there was a technical issue with the video, which is just about being sorted. So we will have Megha's session as well as Sonia's session up there in about 2 days from now. Thank you.
All right, I would just like to conclude saying that let's be happy, let's be stress-free, and we are not making any rockets here. So let's enjoy and be happy and make others happy. Enjoy this beautiful journey.
Thank you, Megha. Very, very beautifully said. So before I hand it over to Mr. Ramprasad, I would like to take a moment to thank Mr. Narasimha for organizing this session and for inviting me back again and again to moderate these wonderful sessions with these experts. And with this, Mr. Ramprasad, over to you to speak a few words.
Thank you, Kirtana. It was an excellent session from Megha. A lot of people, mind-opening when you're talking about expectations. It's bring back to our good old days when you start working in corporate world. As Ramdas and Shobhana was sharing, expectation is good, and expectation with others leads to stress. That's what I've understood. But what I practice is that I expect a lot. Whatever I do, I expect happiness, whatever I'm doing. So when I expect a happiness in whatever I am doing, expectation from others slightly reduces. And over a period, it'll not be there at all. When you start practicing giving instead of expecting something when you're giving. So NHRWA, we practice very much what you can give to your family, to the society, and to the people. So NHRWA, a lot of like-minded people are there. They love to come here. They want to share their experiences. They would like to share their, the practices, what they have made in the professional life and the personal life, and they don't expect anything. They feel happy to be the part of NHRWA. They would like to be happy to be, associated with NHRWA. That gives that happiness. This is what I expect from each and every people. So I expect the happiness with each and every moment whenever we conduct this, whenever we interact with the people, and when you see people like Kirtana, Megha, and people, bubbly and they're talking, what more you can expect here? You can that happiness comes all over the places. And with this, I would like to thank all the NHRWA members for participating and attending these sessions. And I hope all the members, they are benefited each and every time when we bring different topics, not focus only on HR, we focus beyond HR. HR is human relation, and we talk about human, and we need to connect among ourselves. We do a lot of networking among ourselves. And the students who participated today from different parts, I would like to thank all the students who have participated. I think 100+ students have already participated in this, and they've taken a lot of benefits from Megha's session today. I would like to thank all the professionals like HR Director Naresh Kumar. Thank you very much. Many people from all parts of India. I think outside India, a few people have joined here. I'd like to thank all those people who have joined here and give us encouragement to conduct more and more these type of sessions. And we'll bring, and in case you have any suggestions, a particular topic, a particular subject you want us to cover, we love to do that. We have plenty of people who love to share this platform, and they wanted to be part of NHRWA. And nevertheless, thank you very much, Kirtana, for your excellent starting and ending, and in between. The whole session was too good. And thank you very much, Megha, for your excellent thought. And as somebody mentioned that when you are answering, you're stress-free. see somebody's face itself, your stress will go off. You're one of the example for that. And keep smiling, keep happy, and be happy. Spread happiness all over the places. And when we meet people, we should feel that I'm stress free. Like we are talking about last session we had, but Sonia, when you see her face, you don't feel stress at all. When you see Kirtana's face, you don't feel stress at all. When you see Megha, there's no stress at all. Everything will go fly away. So thank you very much for this wonderful session. And I would like to thank all the participants, and thank you, Megha, again for your time and your excellent session. I wish you all the best and good luck to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ramprasad. Just before your leave, I would like to share that the coming Saturday we have a slight flow over, session similar to the stress-free living with the founder CEO of Giftories, Vandana Prasad, where she will be talking to you about hobby management and how do you de-stress with hobbies. So it's going to be a very interesting and a very different session. So please do tune into it. Communication will be sent on the WhatsApp groups of NHRWA. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely weekend ahead.
Thank you. Kirtana, I just have one doubt. As I have received the link through one of my colleagues, so I'm not in any of the direct WhatsApp group with NHR people. So
okay, Varsha, you can, right?
Kirtana, they can connect to me. My number is there in the end of that.
Yes, so there's a number that is there in the poster. Else, Varsha, I have made a note of your name and I will send this over to Mr. Prasad and he will connect with you via the contact details in the form.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kirtana. Thank you, Ramprasad, sir.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Mr. Narasimhan, for attending this. And thank you, Mr. James, for attending this.
Thank you, Narasimhan, sir. It's just because of you I could attend the session. Thank you for sending me the link at last minute. Thank you, Narasimhan, sir.
Thank you.